how's it going, everybody? Welcome to today's video. And actually, yes, we are gonna make a blueberry episode, as many of you guys have been asking. Yes, today's gonna be a short and sweet one because I actually robbed some parts from the donor car. Everything on this table is pretty much all the last bits that I decided to salvage from that car. Yes, as the title of the video says, I did get rid of an IS300. Not blueberry, I got rid of the parts car, the gray one. I do have some coilovers and obviously the extra battery, most of the harness, ECU box, and a couple other goodies. I could have probably kept the parts car like another year, probably just scraped some parts here or there off of it, and managed to keep the starter from it, which, you know, I don't know how much this starter costs, like $150, maybe $100. When you can save money like that from a parts car, it's really cool, but at the same time, I don't want to be a hoarder. And that's probably the worst thing about having a parts car, is that you have to be super patient and you need to have the room for it. Me living in an apartment, I don't have room. Soon I'm going to be posting some stuff for sale, so hit me up on Instagram if you want the CX Racing coilovers. I'm going to clean them up a little bit, make sure they're not seized. Haven't really had a chance to play with them. Yes, so like I mentioned, today's going to be a blueberry video. I am actually replacing my throttle body. So I've been fighting some kind of issue with my throttle. If you've been active on the last couple of videos, you've noticed I've had issues. Only the last 10% of my throttle actually work. Pretend this is me hitting the accelerator. Nothing works until you hear that. I guess that noise was the actual physical part of the throttle body working. So all this part, I have no control over when I'm driving, except the last bit. So again, every time I drive this car, I have to be full throttle to just maybe get a little bit of actual response. I do have a check engine code for the accelerator pedal position sensor, APPS, which is different from your TPS, which is your throttle position sensor. I don't know why. Toyota's being weird with those things. ABC, LMNOP, and yep, here it is. This is off the parts car, it's off the manual IS300. Pay attention to how much I turn the actual, let's see, so my APPS is bad. This thing being here, I'm not sure if it's because of the headers too close to the heat, but they tend to, if I remember correctly, I don't want to give you false information because this is Jason facts, so don't trust the Jason facts. There is, I want to say, 4 wires or 4 solders in there that with overtime heat cycles, the solders tend to break and pretty much melt away. Well, this car has 260,000 miles. Being that I had a spare one, I'm gonna swap out the whole throttle body. I'll take my time and see if I can fix that off camera, just to have a spare. It's actually fried and it doesn't work. It is what it is, you know, it's an older car. Funny thing is, the one I just took out of Blueberry, although it's still pretty filthy, it's still cleaner than the one I'm about to put in, so yay. Actual throttle body has the coolant lines running through it, and there was some leftover coolant. So yeah, here it is. Everything should be this exact same. Swapping out your throttle body is one of those things that can be a little intimidating because you got so much stuff going on. But once you do it once, it's, you know, you become so much quicker at it. Terrible design, so ugly. Without it, it's actually a pretty decent looking engine. Sadly, if you want to go front facing intake manifold, you have to go standalone because all these, the car would not be happy. If I took out one of these sensors, it would not even run right. What if we can like take everything out and like stretch the wires? It might still work. Maybe. Nah, I doubt it'll work. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm tired. Terrible lighting, but we are done. The manual throttle body is in the car. It's still really dirty compared to the rest of the car. So we're ready to test drive the car. That wasn't so bad. That took maybe 40 minutes and I was filming, so you could easily do it in like 30 minutes or so. Alrighty, let's go on a mini little test drive. It's working right now. The actual issue is not happening right now where my throttle was super delayed. It's actually pretty instant. But check out this corner. Like, this corner looks epic. Just right here, so you can just clutch kick it. Caution, speed bump ahead. Cruising to get some a heat cycle in the car to make sure it's working correctly. And I don't know how to drive stick. It's kind of weird. I have two manual cars, right? This and the FRS. The clutch engagement on this car is super low, which I really like low engagement points. Like, this is the way I prefer. But the FRS is so high, you get used to it. It's just going back and forth that it messes you up. Same thing with reverse. So the reverse is on the rear right, on the FRS is on the left forward. I'm complaining, right? It's just the differences. But the car's working great right now. I'm just in second gear. Oh, this car's so butter. Oh, butter. And look, there's a Miata, bro. What do you think, guys? Do we have any codes that we shall see? And it's idling right at 1,000. I wish it was a little lower. So codes found 0. Stored. Ending. So I'm gonna call that fixed. And just like that, it's been 3 or 4 days since the last clip you saw. I want to do something else before closing out the video, and that is running a wire from my ECU to my cluster. I tried doing that the other video, but I didn't have the correct size pin to pin for the ECU, so I was using like a little bit of solder and tape. It did not work. It just kept sliding out. Now that I have the extra harness, I'm just gonna take the pin out and then solder that wire in. Everything else is already done. Super short and sweet, but I wanted to get that done. The only check engine light I will have for the car is an O2 sensor, which I had before the manual swap. You know, when I did the manual swap, I didn't expect to get rid of all the codes. I thought it was gonna be too much of a pain. And it really is a little bit of a nuisance to get everything going 100%. It's a little rewarding once everything is done. Like, hey, this was an auto, and now it's a manual, and it doesn't have any check engine lights, which is kind of cool. So I finally got the pin out. I don't have a de-pinning tool. Sadly, I had to sacrifice the actual plug. I just picked a wire that was close to the edge and kind of destroyed it. This thing's a little difficult to put in. Maybe? Please, just go in. No, it doesn't actually. I'm sweaty. All because of this wire. And actually cut my hand, so I'm gonna not look at it for a second. I broke the first wire. So when I was putting the wire in, the actual clip that was the end of the wire broke inside there. So I spent like 10 minutes trying to fix that out. Finally got it out. I go over here and try to cut another wire out with the snips, and I actually snipped my hand because it slipped. And I'm gonna pretend that didn't happen, so I'm gonna wash it later. You know, in my head, I imagined this would take maybe 10 minutes just for the soldering iron to warm up, and I'd be done with it. No, I've been here over half an hour, and now I'm injured, so greatness. I'm just gonna solder it real quick. There you go. You know how people grind their welds to make them look better? You can just put heat shrink over the solder, so for one it protects it so it doesn't ground out on anything, and looks a little bit better. Cool, and with that, we're gonna end the video. Thank you guys for watching. I know we didn't do too much. We just changed the throttle body and did some wiring on Blueberry, but hey, technically counts as a Blueberry episode, so there you go. I know all you guys are here for that car. But Shane, I'm gonna go take care of this, clean it out, put a Band-Aid on, because it's stinging. It's like pulsing. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I've done so much worse. It's nothing. I doubt it's even gonna scar. Yeah, stay tuned for more videos, and yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.